When the people saw that Moses was so long in the mountain, they told Aaron, fashion for us a god, make for us a god. And what struck so hard was that then once that patience is over, we see a quick escalation or a quick growth in sinful attitudes and behaviors. And I personally was just thinking back through my last 24 hours, my last 7 days, my last month, and then my last year, with just the question of, how bad do things get out of control whenever I lose patience? So again, when the people saw that Moses was so long in coming down from the mountain, they said, make us an idol. And then what happens? He makes an idol in the form of a calf. So little ancient Near Eastern context, a calf would have shown a lower deity than a bull. That was insulting that they would have fashioned a calf, not a bull. And then it says he made an altar, and then the next morning they got up, they sacrificed, and then it said, and then they went into revelry and they indulged themselves. So the people of Israel had held patient. They had held the line for all this time that Moses is on the mountain, hearing from God, the word of God, and they're like, all right, we're gonna wait, we're gonna wait, we're gonna wait, we're gonna wait. And then you just imagine the dam breaks, and the tsunami or the hurricane breaches over into this camp of Israel, and the metaphorical hurricane is sinfulness, and it actually causes thousands of people to have to be punished and put to death because they went into complete opposite of what God desired for them. And aggravating, because when you allow yourself to become impatient, that becomes a fast track to deterioration. So I know that there's times whenever you have to act, times that you have to move, times that you have to do what you got to do as a business person and other stuff. And I'm not trying to say don't ever act, but like what I want to point to is in your life, God has called you in many different ways to be patient and just to wait. To the single person, God is saying, wait for your spouse. Be pure, be holy. And are you going to hold tight? To the person who is continually bombarded with things that can cause them to want to slip back into a life of addictions, be patient. Hold tight. Don't say, well, I haven't had the same rush or the same feeling yet. Psychologists say it takes 60 to 7 days for us to abstain from something that is harmful to really rewire the neurons in our brain to have an ability to focus outside of that former addiction or that vice. And so I look at this chapter in Exodus, and like I said a little bit ago, examine your last 24 hours, your last 7 days, your last month, and your last year, asking, are you holding true to waiting on something that the Lord's saying you need to wait? Because I want to warn you the same warning that is here in Exodus 32 that the people of Israel encountered. When you don't hold tight, things go out of control. So hold tight, hold to the faith, and that's where the blessing comes. Is like I mentioned 1 or 2 days ago, is in being faithful to what the Lord has called you. The statement is: if the Lord tells you to move, move. If the Lord tells you to stay, stay. I obviously willing to have conversations about more specific things with people. If anyone has anything specific and they want to message me. But I want you to know that you are loved. Don't ever forget the love and worth and value that you have because you're made in the image of God. And that should help you at least wait and be patient. And also, don't be alone in your patience and waiting for what the Lord has called you to. So I love you. Have a good day. Exodus chapter 32. Read it all. Be encouraged. It stands really interestingly inside the whole arc of the storyline in Exodus.